it goes back to what you said earlier about financial literacy and financial education. People spend years of not knowing. It's not their fault that they don't know. You don't know the things you don't know. And they have bad credit, they have no credit, but something so important that was never taught. Well, it's like, do you really think a gazelle is going to get up one morning and say, hey, these lions just had a whole bunch of cubs. We're going to go over there and give them a class on how they can catch us early in the morning when we get up. Like, it don't make no sense. So, like, they're thinking that the financial institution is going to teach them how to pay 0% interest. They're not. They're not. So we have to become an informed consumer where we are seeking the information, because if you're paying 15, 25, 30%, come on, you got to know something is wrong. If you needed a cosigner, at some point you need to know that something is wrong. If you're being denied for credit and lines of credit, of course something is wrong. So the next thought process would be what? How do I fix what is going on? But people don't ask that question. They want to just go, let me get a microwave fix to 20 years of bad credit habit. It don't work like that.
Man. Spin some fire right at the gate. Love it, man. So, as an entrepreneur, you can get into many spaces, right?
Correct.
How was it that, so I can remember my journey, and I remember I've been involved in different industries. There was always a defining moment that was like, all right, I'm going to do this now. What was that moment that made you decide to go into credit?
All right. So, let's go back to 2019, right? 2019.
Different world.
Yep, active duty military.
Okay.
I was getting a job with the city. You know, they preach a 40-40-40 club. And I was with the 40-40-40 club. 40 hours a week, 40 years, retire, and 40% of your pension. Get the house, the white picket fence, the 3 kids and a half. Like, I was with it, right? And then I was supposed to get a city job in the environmental protection division, right? And I put in my 2 weeks letter from the military for active duty to go reserve now. And as soon as December hits, I found out that the spot that I just put in the 2 weeks notice for isn't available anymore. Yes. The spot is gone, right? No explanation, no nothing. The spot is gone. Mind you, I was already training my replacement.
That's crazy.
So I couldn't go back because my replacement is there. And, you know, shout out to my commander at the time. He kept me on for a month because it was the holidays. He's like, there's nothing I can do. The most I can do is keep you on for a month. I know it's a holiday, so you can figure stuff out. I was so angry, right? Because I was doing everything right. I applied for the city job, go get a city job, go get an education. That's what I was taught, right? And I did it. And then, poof, just like that, gone. So then, January hits now. I'm not in active duty anymore. I'm out, bro. I'm out. There's no job. There's no, and I was just so angry. So I went to the barbershop, and one of my barbers was talking about this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I'm like, what kind of dumbass book is that? This is me coming from an ignorant place,
right.
And this is how much, like, ignorance is the most expensive bill you will ever pay. Right? So I'm like, what kind of dumbass book is this? Rich Dad Poor Dad. What, do you got 2 dads? Stupid book. A stupid me, right? And then, okay, so the word and the title couldn't come out of my mind. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to put YouTube on. Dude. I listened to that book 3 times that night, right? Then I bought the book. First book I read back to front. My whole mind changed. Then I read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Then I'm like, yo, this is a whole new world that I never knew existed, right? So I've seen rich people and all of that great stuff, but now to be in a rich and abundance mindset, it was the first time in my life. So fast forward 2019 now, 2020, we deployed to Kuwait, right? I read 140 books that year.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was my gravitraffic moment where, dude, I didn't even go outside. So when everybody was working out, fraternizing with females and doing all of these things, dude, I was reading 4 to 6 books a month, 10 books. I'm finishing a book in 2 days, bro. I was so consumed, and I read everything from business to credit to taxes, finances, self-development, everything you could think of revolving business, credit, and entrepreneurship and self-development. I was reading it, 140 books, and a lot of people that I deployed with. Right, we came back in the end of 20. Now we approaching 21. Right, I got back on active duty. Right. All right, so from February, from February of 21, now I'm back on active duty. I'm still doing my entrepreneurial stuff now, but then I got the news that, we overspent on the COVID budget. Your orders are going to be cut. Again, like, how many signs can you get, bro, right?
That you're on the wrong path.
I was a part of the 40/40 club.
Of course.
Right? So then it hit. And I decided to invest in a mastermind. And I was like, yo, this is it. Because they're telling me that they overspent on the COVID budget, right? And now my orders are cut, but they still found money to send to Ukraine. Billions of dollars. My well-being is not...
It's not a priority.
It's not a priority anymore. Yeah. So you know who's priority now? Me. What does that mean? Investing in me, believing in me, educating myself. Because now if I control my income, you cannot control nothing that I do. And that's when I learned that the person that controls the income controls the person working for that income. See, people trade time for money. They trade time for a little bit of somebody's money. But I learned the reverse. I learned how to create my streams of income so I can buy my time back, pay people to do the things that I don't want to do so I can have the freedom for the rest of my life.
That's what it's all about, brother. Buying time back. So time is the only finite resource on the face of the planet. It is the only thing that once you use it, you can't get it back. You can't buy it back. You can't trade it back. You can't wish it back. You can't hope it back, right? So I think it's funny when people wake up at 5 a.m. and they're like, oh, money's not everything. Then why do you wake up at 5 a.m. to go get it? Oh, because it's not everything? You know what's funny? The people that acknowledge that money's important are billionaires and millionaires, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's this disconnect. Money ranks up there with oxygen. Can we agree that? Like,
yeah, but it's crazy because I was talking to somebody today about this very same thing. So you were saying it. I'm just here laughing. Like, people will say, oh, money ain't everything. All right, you wake up every day for 8 hours a week, for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, for 40 years, right? To retire on 40%.
Of what wasn't enough on the
Stop
first
lying.
Yep.
Stop lying to me. Stop lying to yourself. The real issue is you don't know how to make money. And it's okay. Well, we can't make money. We're not the government or the Federal Reserve. Correct. We don't know how to take money. That's what. We don't know how to take it from someone that's willing to spend it with us. That's what a lot of people don't know how to do. So they trade their time off, a lot of their time, for a little bit of somebody's money. Like, y'all just stop lying to yourself. Stop it. Acknowledge the fact that money is important. And it's right up there with oxygen. And I'm telling y'all, money makes everything a lot smoother. Like, if you have the option to be sad, right? Would you rather be sad in a Prius or in a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce? Come on.
The choice is pretty obvious.
If I must be sad, I'm going to be crying in a Lambo, bro. I'm going to be crying in a Rolls Royce.
Right. Definitely.
I'd rather be crying in a Rolls Royce.
You have problems whether you're broke or rich. You can solve a lot of those problems when you're rich.
A lot of them.
A lot of them. 99% of them. You know what I mean? I'm with you. And I've been rich and I've been poor. And like Jordan Belfort says, I choose rich.
Oh, I've been poor. Like, I ain't going back. I'm telling you, I refuse to go back.